I doubt it.
Yeah, they smell a little different. One's more like barbecue, one's more like tacos.
That's racist.
Is it? Not like Mexican tacos, like Cuban or Puerto Rican tacos, you know?
Still racist.
What's the difference between a Mexican taco and a Puerto Rican taco? The garbage.
Hey, speaking of,
One's got more plastic than the other. Yeah, well, I'm just kidding. There's some Puerto Rican people out there who are pretty serious.
Yeah, they'll cut you.
Yeah.
That's racist.
did y'all see
also.
that? Did y'all see that guy that was? They were ICE arrested, and he was saying, "I'm not going back to Haiti."
Oh, yeah.
You see that?
Yeah, and what's
Definitely Tom Homan.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not going back to Haiti. And Tom Homan, they pan over to him and he goes, well, you're wrong. You're going back to Haiti.
Yeah, they started
Through
flights.
Mexico.
They started flights back for all those guys.
Oh, yeah.
They're flying
They're
people
serious.
Yeah.
Well, they may drop them. I mean, they may not land where they're going. They may
Well,
just push them out.
Well, look, there's a lot of stuff that's coming down the pipe on that people, stuff that we talked about towards the end of last year about, how's all that going to look and how's it going to roll out. You've got, it's not anybody that counts yet, but you've got some people in blue states that are saying that they're just going after the elementary schools and that they're going after the children. And that's all they're deporting and all.
It's not true. I mean, they just showed you. They literally sent camera crews out with them.
Yeah. And
They did.
I mean, they're literally going out and they're getting the worst of the worst.
What kills me, though, is they're going after, okay, so let's say they were like, we're not even worried about anything else but the elementary students, the illegal elementary students.
It's not true.
Now, but okay, let's just pretend like it is. Now we're going to start worrying about thousands of children? Where were y'all been for the past 4 years?
No, that's all just left liberal blue bullshit.
Propaganda.
That's all it is.
Yeah,
and here's the thing: if you go back, that guy that they were arresting, the guy that said I'm not going back to Haiti, he literally said the most compelling campaign slogan that the Republicans will never let this go. And this is a true hardened criminal who had 17 convictions. Mm-hmm. And he said, thank you, Obama, for what you did for me. Joe Biden forever. And F Trump.
Yeah.
Joe Biden forever. I mean, that right there tells you all you need to know.
Right.
And the fact that these guys, I think what I heard one of the other announcers was saying, he said, forget Republican, forget Democrat, forget left, forget right, forget liberal, forget conservative. This is about right and wrong. And you have criminals, pedophiles, murderers. This guy had been arrested and convicted 17 times, and he was still walking the streets of America.
The argument goes is but they're not all criminals and rapists and murderers and all. Yeah, I'm not worried about them.
We're not worried about those guys.
I'm not worried about those guys.
I'm worried about the ones that are.
So let's focus on that.
So that's why they passed this whole Laken Riley Act, where they're rounding these guys up.
Yeah.
And they're gone.
Oh yeah, well they weren't bullshitting.
No, it was
they're really
it was
jumping
day
out
one.
the gate.
You can say what
they
you
really
want
are.
to about Trump, but I
hope he doesn't leave it. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I'm just saying he does what he says he's going to do.
Yeah. So, but my concern going into it, like I was saying, into the election and everything on their position on it was how they handle it can be very if they just delegate all of it and not really, I hope he has his foot on it a little bit more than everybody else. Because
do you think the deportations and all that can go too far?
I don't know that it can go too far. I just think logistically it can get very, very ugly. If, at what point do people start ending up in, just camps or prisons and stuff like that because we're not getting them across the border anymore?
Well,
because then that's why they have the Marines and stuff out there. Because if Mexico's just nah, we ain't taking them back like Cuba did back during the Cuban refugee. They were just dumping all their prisoners and all that. The Scarface days, the Tony Montana days.
Yeah.
Well, I think if they're hardened
80s.
criminals, then I don't care if they go to a camp or a
but then we're just
prison.
But still, now you've got refugee camps all up and down. It's just a logistical nightmare.
I'd rather them be contained inside the chain link fences of a refugee camp than walk in the streets where they're able to harm my daughter.
Yeah, I would agree.
And I'm not talking about just
But the problem is they're not going to. They're all going to get lumped together. That's what I'm saying, and nobody's going to focus on just that.
But I think you're also listening to a lot of the propaganda when you say that, and I'm going to tell you why. They are only right, and I'm not saying it won't eventually come to that, but right now they have made this very clear. They are very much targeting the MS-13 gang members, the Venezuelan gangs. The guys who they knew before Trump got elected, they already knew where these guys were. They had them pinpointed. They had their photo. They knew where they were living. They had these guys in a bullseye. And as soon as Trump said go, boom.
Yeah, and that upsets me a little bit because these are the people on the ground. It's the same people. Those people haven't changed, right?
Sure. Yeah,
so
they didn't have the go.
Yeah.
They weren't allowed. They didn't have the go button.
That's very upsetting that we knew where these guys were.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We knew what they had done. Yep. We knew how they were acting.
And that tells you what you need to know.
And that does. That's upsetting to me. And that they just needed someone to say, go get him and kick him out. You know, guys men and women, mostly men that are convicted felons and also here illegally. Like how are those two things, how is it not part of our justice system that when you're convicted of a felony and it's found out that, hey, this person is also illegal, that they're not immediately deported? How is that not part of our justice system?
Yeah.
Like how is it ever
you've been sitting on it for 4 years?
Yeah, how is it ever a thing that you release them back into the public and think, like, talk about flight risk? These people are the ultimate flight risk. They came here illegally. Right. How is that not, you talk about guys that go in and their bond is super high, or they're deemed a flight risk, so they don't get it, or all this stuff that happens to American citizens. How are these guys not like the ultimate flight risk and just part of the do not pass go, do not collect $200.
Yeah,
you go directly to your country of origin.
Yeah, I guess my concern is that you have you do have all those people that you've been watching, but I don't see how you can deport the numbers that they're trying to deport and not lump in a bunch of people who will be eventually indoctrinated into those gangs and into those cartel systems and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I think it's inevitable that there are going to be some people that get caught up.
I'm not saying there's a better way to do it.
There's people
probably
that are
not, but that was just my initial concern is if they're not they're going to have to be on the job. I mean, they did declare it a
But I hate when they say, here's what
right?
I heard a lady the other day, and she said, well, Trump just hates immigrants. And I'm like, no, he doesn't.
But I don't think that shit holds water anymore.
He doesn't. He doesn't hate immigrants. He doesn't like people. He doesn't like illegal entry. And I don't think anybody should like illegal entry, because
There's not another country in the fucking world that does.
It's a slap in the face to all of the people that came here in the 1800s, 1700s through Ellis Island, who came in here legally, who did it the right way, who came over on boats, who went through the Statue of Liberty, who did all the paperwork, who filled out all the documentation for immigration, for all that stuff, passed the test, applied for citizenship. It's a slap in their face for these jackasses to come across the damn border and get full rights, full citizenship, they get all the benefits of the United States government and everything else, and they've not earned it. They don't do anything to people say, oh, well, they contribute to society. It doesn't matter. You're illegal.
Yeah.
You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, well, there's a reason why that doesn't work anywhere ever.
Exactly. There's no other country that's going to allow you to do that.
Did you see what was the thing Elon came into the country on? I've saved it.
Where he's smart.
Yeah,
where he's allowed to come in and work because he fills a job that isn't being filled right now.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yeah, no. This
was it like a work visa type thing?
It's like a work visa, but him and Vivek had like some pushback on it.
Vivek. Hey, so
Ramaswamy.
Why did he step out of Doge?
That's what I was saying. Was like apparently it was like a disagreement on the pro-immigration stuff, and that he's like it's connected to him kind of getting pushed out of Doge. And now they haven't confirmed Robert Kennedy yet either.
They will.
Yeah, they will. They say
Well,
they
They got Hegseth
fucking
last
better.
night.
Yeah, Pete got approved.
Hegseth.
Oh, did it
got
go through?
last night? Yeah.
JD Vance was the deciding vote.
Had to get there
I
for
bet.
the.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of
50-50.
people pushing for it. There was.
That's good.
If I can find it. Oh, that was the other one.
You want to hop on?
No. I was just listening so I don't have to.
Close.
I can't remember the guy's name.
That's why I wasn't a quarterback in
President.
college. Mark, right there.
Yeah. Is that it?
No, that
to the
one's
left.
on his. On some of his. I don't know. There's a conspiracy theory going that he's basically shitting on the Maha stuff. Make America
You talking about
healthy
Vivek?
again.
Oh.
Trump's like who he's starting to put in place. Like some of these people were
It's pushing back,
pro-vaccine
yeah.
people and stuff like that. And so,
Well, this is the thing that everyone needs to understand, and I think everyone, like across the board, not everyone is not going to agree on everything, and that's why it's important to compartmentalize some of these guys and things that they're really good at. Let them be really good at those things, and like I don't necessarily want Kennedy doing my policy, because I think leans a little too left for me on most of his policy. But as far as health goes, I love him with health.
Did you see?
And the same like Hegseth. No, I probably wouldn't want Hegseth in a room full of alcohol and women, because I think he's probably going to do some bad things. But I think when it comes to leading our military, I think he's got the right ideas.
Right. Did you see Putin said he would end the war if we handed him over Fauci,
Oh my God.
so he could try him for war crimes against humanity?
Oh my God, that Trump might do it. That's scary.
wild.
That's wild.
Like,
Trump might do
what if we
it.
could just start handing motherfuckers
you
off like that?
You saw that Trump removed his security detail. He took
Fauci's?
Fauci's security detail away.
They didn't have a problem doing it to Kennedy.
No, he took Fauci's security detail away, and when they asked him about it, he said, well, he's made a whole lot of money. I think he can afford his own private security. He said, if he'd like, I can send him some names and get him in touch with some people.
Well, didn't he?
'cause we had to.
Biden gave him a full pardon, didn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pre-pardon him.
Preemptive pardon.
That's
That's
why
wild.
if
That's wild.
Putin gets him, he can try him in
Russia.
In Russia for wars against
Crimes against humanity, like
that
stuff.
war crimes.
War
Yeah.
crimes. That's wild.
That's crazy,
That's
right?
crazy.
I mean, if you think about it,
I'm sure he'd get a fair trial.
yeah,
I'm sure he will.
he'll make it.
I'm sure.
I'm sure he'll make it to trial. Imagine what they'd be like. Okay, you ride on horse for 30 days in cold. Then you come back. Then you hold stone for 30 more days in cold.
Yeah.
Everything's cold.
In the cold.
It's all cold. There is no.
just
there's
cold.
no-
Then if you
it's
can
just-
survive the polar bears, then you start your time.
it's cold.
And it's cold.
In Siberia.
Yeah, that's right.
Your
yeah.
time will be in Siberia.
Do we mention we have tigers?
Yeah, we do have tigers, bears, regular bears. I mean, they have all kinds of bears. They're wild.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a lot of that stuff that, I mean, Trump could start running down. You know, he's already started implementing tariffs and whatnot. And then he.
I think it's going to be good, guys.
think Mexico's
I know
is-
there's a lot of people worried, but I think it's going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff I think is just going to be a big recorrection. And it's. I don't know if it's going to be determined
I
whether or
think
not
that we
it's-
got so far. I think our country got so far out of line and so far left
Yeah.
and so far off center
Oh, that's what we said that at the top of last year.
that I think that and that's why you watch MSNBC. All right, this Rachel Maddow, whatever her name is, she's a lunatic, and I'm like, how out of touch
You think
are
she's a
you?
lunatic or she's just on her period?
No, I think she's a lunatic. I think she's out of touch with the American people.
Yeah.
Because,
That was just a menstruation joke. Get it?
well, I get it.
Administration. Like an administration. Go ahead. I'm plumbing today.
Administration. I get it. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. Well, if the tariffs that he's putting on, like Mexico's going to get it, like I think at 25%. So but that's also just a threat of their automotive
He just asked
stuff.
the Saudi he asked the what do they call it, the Crown Prince or whatever.
Yeah. I
He
don't
just
know,
asked
whatever.
them
The
for
sheik.
$1 trillion.
Wow.
Yeah, he just asked them. Basically, he said, "You need to cough it up, $1 trillion."
He also told Canada
trillion.
told Canada that he would cancel all tariffs that he had planned if they become the 51st state.
That'd be awesome. That'd be so awesome.
It's like I'll cancel all the tariffs.
Let's get Mexico.
Did you see him at
source.
Did you see him at the White House press conference with the CNN reporter?
No.
Started questioning him, and he asked him. He was asking him a question, and Trump just cut him off, and he goes, "Hey," he said, "Why don't you run CNN and let me run the country?" He told the guy that. And he said, and by the way, he said, "You're doing a horrible job or your ratings would be higher."
I did see.
That's the part. Some people love that. Some people hate it. But
See, I don't mind it.
I don't
That's
mind
the
it
shit
either.
I don't mind. I don't mind that part.
I think it's funny.
I don't mind that
That's
part at all.
everybody has a group chat that is exactly like that. Like everybody has one. It's just it's okay. So he did a joint press conference with the mayor of Los Angeles yesterday.
I did see that. And who was the
didn't
guy
see
he was
that.
arguing? Who was the guy he was shitting on?
I
The guy
saw
was defending FEMA.
I didn't see that.
Well, I know he ripped Gavin Newsom.
Well, yeah, and I
Did you see them like meet at on the airstrip? And they're both trying to like project that they're like one's more
that's
dominant
funny.
than the other. Trump keeps pulling his hand in as
God.
they're shaking hands, and when they're done talking, Newsom's trying to do a lot of like this kind of shit.
Trump turned around
and it's
and
really
ignored
he's
him.
just like saying, "Hey, it's nice to see you. I'm glad you're here." He's
Yeah.
like he's trying to give off the body language as if he
Posture.
ain't taking no shit. You
Yeah.
know, he doesn't have a tie on or nothing. He's just like in a like, "Oh, I've been in the fires. You know, I've got a button up with no tie." Trump's there in just a baseball hat and a blazer.
Make America great again. A black and gold "Make America Great Again" hat.
It's like, yeah,
It's his own brand.
we got to hurry up with these fires. I got a tea time.
So
here.
he's sitting down. The clip that I saw was the mayor of Los Angeles trying to be super positive, right? Trying to, say, "Hey, we're going to do all this stuff. We're going to get people to clear out their land. We're going to get people to clear the properties out. We're going to rebuild. We're going to do this. We're setting up this place, this room where everybody can come and get all the answers they need." And Trump just like interrupts her, and he said, "Why can't they clean out their own property?" And she's like, "Well, they will be if they want to, they can." And Trump stops her. He's like, no. He said, "This guy back here." He said, look at this guy." He said, he's pointing back into the crowd. He said, "This guy right here." He said, you sir. He said, "You want to clean your own property off right now, don't you?" He said, "I can tell. I can read people. You do, don't you?" And the guy apparently is like, "Yeah, I do, but I can't." Obviously a plant. Okay, I get it.
If he didn't, he sure as shit does now. If Trump looks at you and says it, I'm gonna be like, whether I wanted to or not, I'm gonna be like, yeah.
He's like, "But I can't because I can't get the permits to do it." And he's like, Trump's like, "That's what I witnessed. I witnessed people standing in front of their homes, looking at the rubbish. It's burnt. It's not going to burn anymore. It's completely burnt. It's totally burnt. It's like burnt to the ground. There's nothing else they can do. So they're just standing there looking at it, wanting to clean it up, but they can't. You know why they can't? You know why? Because you won't give them the permits to do it. Give them the permits. Let them. No, they don't want to wait 7 months for the contractors that you overpay for them to come in and charge them $25,000 to do it. Let them clean it up. Give them a
Basically,
Who
let
get a
Americans
heads up on the bid.
Let Americans be Americans.
Yeah, he said, "Give them a dumpster and let them clean up their own home and be ready to rebuild." Like completely, but he's 100% right.
Yeah,
they are dragging their feet and they're not giving people permits to clean up their own house. Wow. They can't clean up their own burnt house because Los Angeles won't give them the permits to do it.
which is insane.
That's messed up.
Well, it's insane because you also won't move the tent cities off the sidewalk either.
It's wild.
But I gotta have a however many $1,000 permit to be able to just
clean
do
up
anything
my burnt house
on my land.
To go into the property and see if there's anything left that I want to clean it up to put it in a dumpster. I have to have a permit for that.
What's your thoughts on the tent cities, by the way?
I think they should fucking move that
Bulldoze
shit right. Yeah, I really don't have much sympathy for all that. They're nasty.
Yeah.
They're crime ridden. They're drug ridden.
So where do you put them?
You're not doing any humanitarian.
Where do you put
efforts
the
at all.
people though? Do you just run them off to the next city?
Nevada,
wherever they can find a spot where they're not.
Like
they're not.
I don't know. Like I mean,
I don't disagree. I'm just asking.
I mean, there's people every day that decide to live out of a van or live on the Appalachian Trail.
I agree that I think it'd be awesome if they went street by street and they said, "Hey, we're giving you got 3 hours, to pack your tent, and move, or." We're coming down through here. We're going to physically remove you, and then we're coming down with a cleanup crew, and bulldozers,
front end loader,
and every bit of this is going into a dumpster.
Look, if this is where your ground, like this is your line in the sand, well, then I at least need consistency. You can't say, "Oh, well, this is like," and a lot of it is a mental health issue.
So where's like Seattle and Portland?
But like what was it? It was San Francisco or San Diego?
Oh, San Francisco, yeah.
Like stay consistent. If China comes into town or somebody from another country, now you decide to clean it up for the weekend, to make it look better. Like, well, what happened to your whole? You know, we can't do nothing about
they need
it.
to be there.
Like that, you're not being consistent.
See,
so
I think
you
like
don't really have an
even
argument.
like if you go to Atlanta, I mean, you see these tents everywhere.
They're awful. Yeah.
Right next to interstate. I drive by them every day.
I wish
the
for
worst shit ever.
I just wish for like a week that I could be the sheriff of Fulton County.
Yeah,
just for 1 week.
Yeah,
hell. I'd like to be the sheriff of Douglas County or Carroll County.
Hey,
because
Douglas County's got some tent cities.
I'm going to tell you right now.
That's Cody.
I'm going to tell you right now, I would eliminate every bit of that shit. It'd be gone.
Yeah.
I'd say it'd be like what they used to say at the end of the bar, you got to go home, but you can't stay here.
Can't stay here.
And that's what I would tell them. I don't care where you go, but you're not going to be here in my county with this crap. You're going out. See ya.
And I think if people, kind of like they do state to state, if you county to county, like within reason.
God, clean it up, man.
Clean it up. Like there's
take some pride
just
in
have
your
a deterrent.
So one of the things that I used to love, and I don't want to deviate too far, but it makes me think about like I remember, and a lot of this is staffing because I know that a lot of the police forces and stuff like that they're struggling to get people to work for them.
Yeah, their numbers.
But I remember back years ago when Phil Miller was the sheriff in Douglas County, and I've known Phil for many years. Great guy. He was a great sheriff. He was been with the sheriff's department. I think he probably started back in the 70s is when he started as a deputy. But he was big on. He had these cleanup crews. Right, and you always saw the big van, in a huge high-sided, trailer, and they would walk the streets, and they picked up just enormous amounts of garbage. These inmates did, and man, I love that. Like, put their ass to work.
Carroll County does that. We see it a lot out our ways.
Yeah.
But
Carroll County.
I wish they would
when I was a
do.
teenager.
Really?
I wish they would do more of it. And like I actually suggested to one of this was about a year ago. I asked one of the high-ranking officers with the sheriff's department. I said, "Why don't they do that anymore?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, right now it's staffing." He said, "We don't have enough people." He said,
but like.
That's wild.
Not even like so. I guess not like state prisoners or guys like that, but Carroll County used to have their city guys do it, like not police officers. Like they would have. And I remember when like I had to do probation, like I had to do community service and all that kind of stuff, and I don't know that it like installs a sense of community in you, but it damn sure was shameful. Like I remember as soon as I stepped out of the van, they started at the end of the bypass and they said, walk back to the wreck. And they were like, take these bags with you, tie them up when you fill them up, leave them on the side, we'll pick them up. And they were like, walk back. This is the other side of fucking town.
Yeah.
And as soon as I jumped out and every car was going by, I was like, oh man, this is embarrassing. Like I put my hoodie on, I stuck my head down. It was shameful.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to ever be there again.
Don't want to do it again.
But I think as long as we have jails full of criminals, there is no reason why we should ever have a one piece of paper on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I agree. The problem with that is, and everything's balanced. The problem with it is it gets abused, and you get like work labor for you get
Building
big companies.
sheriffs are building houses with their inmates.
But even
So?
well, But you can't do that because then
You
it's
can't do that.
it's slave labor because it gets abused.
Yeah, you can't
Well,
do
he
it.
shouldn't have broke the law.
Should have broke the law, but that doesn't mean breaking the law makes you a slave now.
And when it's personal, when you're doing it for personal gain, I disagree with it.
Here's the thing, though.
If you're not going to pay them a certain price, that's fine.
Yeah.
But why are big companies like Amazon and Walmart able to benefit financially
They
from
are
it?
getting paid. They're getting 3 meals a day and a warm.
but Walmart
place
and
to sleep.
Amazon get a 90% cost decrease on labor. Like, why do they get that kind of? Why do they? That should go to something for the city. That should go to Texas.
It
That
should go to the
something.
public. It should
go to
all
the
be the
people. It should go
public.
towards
Yes,
more
I
police.
agree.
It should
You're
go
saying
for more.
from criminals build Walmarts?
No, they sub out labor to they sub out labor to inmates to build products and whatnot. They do this all the time. They've done this for years, decades and decades and decades.
But what else are they going to do? Just sit there?
It's fine. I don't mind the work. What I have a problem with is like these big corporations being able to benefit from it financially. Like that, they should have to pay just like everybody else would have to pay, and the difference can go to the city, to the police, to the military.
I'm fine with that.
That's where I have an issue. But that's where it gets fucked up because they abuse it in that way.
Yes.
And then it gets swung back hard back the other way where we don't have people cleaning up fucking trash.
And
no
I
more.
also think that it shouldn't be able to be used for any personal gain, like a sheriff having somebody build
I'm
his
not
house.
saying that.
Yeah.
I'm
But
saying
I think it should go back to the communities.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you are.
I'm talking about cleaning up the streets.
Right. No, I think it all should go
I'm just
back to
saying
communities and schools and like Mount Zion
it's
uses.
when people abuse it, they fuck it up.
I was
for
getting
everybody
off. I was
else.
getting off on I-20 on Highway 5, coming from Atlanta, like coming to Douglasville, like westbound, getting off on the exit, and all down like right past the golf course, all down in that ditch behind like I guess that is like the Waffle House and that Atlantic Buffet, and there's a gas station. Anyway, it literally looks like a landfill. There is just nothing but trash in there.
So there should be no reason
It's nothing
for
but
any of that.
trash. And I'm like, where is the pride in our city? Why are we? Why has somebody not got in here? Why are we not using freaking criminals who have nothing better to do?
Yep.
Get their ass out of jail, make them pick this shit up.
Right. But because you get court case after court case where that's been abused, and then they take away those programs.
Again,
Or-
all from the left, buddy.
or the
Yeah,
or
but you're
the-
giving them the ammo to do it.
Yeah, or
whenever
they
that
don't.
shit happens.
Or they don't pay their law enforcement enough money and can't keep enough law enforcement to be able to have the sheriff's deputies to actually do
What was
it.
that sheriff out in Arizona? Sheriff. What was his name?
The one that used to make them wear pink.
Yes.
Was that Arizona?
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
the guy from Florida?
Oh, it's Grady.
No, that's
Grady
Grady.
Judd.
That's Grady Judd. But I'm talking about this
I know
guy.
who you're talking about,
That
yeah.
dude. He made all the inmates wear pink.
Yeah,
Like,
and
he was ruthless.
Yeah.
Now, how did he get away with it?
Because he's in a conservative.
And guess
area.
what? It worked.
Yeah.
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 No, I.
Yeah. No, I agree. What I'm
It
saying
doesn't
is
work is when you have bleeding heart liberals that start crying because they think the bad guy is being unfairly treated. I have no sympathy, none, for somebody who has broke the law and is sitting in jail because you chose to break the law. I don't have any sympathy for you. I'm sorry. I'm not saying you don't deserve, basic, food, water, and shelter.
Right.
But you do. You have lost your rights as a
Absolutely.
upstanding citizen at that point.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean,
All right. Well, I mean, you get pretty subjective with that, though. Like, you can get pretty subjective with that, though.
So you have lost your rights for certain things. You haven't lost your inalienable human rights.
Exactly. Didn't say that.
You still have your human rights. You still should be treated like a human.
Absolutely.
Like, they should get some benefit, even a little benefit, even outside of the food and stuff that we're providing them. Because
health care, things like that. I think,
and even
I
outside
think
of
all
that,
that's normal.
Yeah, yeah. Even outside of all that.
But I think it should be very basic.
I agree. It should be very basic, and I don't think it takes much to give those guys, a couple dollars a day that they can go to the commissary and buy ramen noodles or whatever they need. I think there should be.
I don't even have a problem if they don't have I don't think that a guy in prison should have access to more than like what kids in public school get.
Yes,
like
agreed.
I think they should be able to have, you know, programs where they can eat and all this other kind of stuff too. I'm for whatever keeps building people back up and not recycling them through the system. If we're gonna pretend like privatized prisons aren't a thing and that they don't just churn people through
For
them
money.
on purpose,
It's a dollars.
then that's ridiculous. Like it's a fact that they do it, and the reason why we get good programs who you do have prisoners that are keeping a city clean, why they get fucked up is because of all of these people.
Yeah.
Like you don't, it gets abused and then they go too far the other way. And then you have assholes that should be in prison getting nothing, getting everything under the sun and most likely getting released and committing more crimes.
And going right
and it's
back
a
in.
stupid cycle over and over again. And then you get places like South Atlanta, like Terra Boulevard and fucking, you know, any other shit ass area where you have trash and stuff everywhere. You have businesses that shouldn't be on, you know, you have industrial style businesses that shouldn't be in that area that just breed more crime and more bullshit. You know, you don't have focus on your community. And there's a lot of communities out here like Douglas County, Douglas City that, you know, if they're not careful, that's what they're going to have. They're going to have just fucking shit corner after shit corner and shit business after shit business. And it just spreads, you know, and then it'll be out this way. And then I'll be out in Alabama.
Well, and that's
God's
what
country.
And that's what Carrollton City and Carroll County as a whole is trying so hard to fight against. They're trying to not do that, and they do it with some creative ways, and some of it doesn't work, and some of it there isn't great. They're definitely not perfect, but I think they really do try out here, and I think some cities and counties have gotten to the point where they feel like they're beyond trying. And they just can't, it's gotten that bad, and the leadership has gotten that poor, and their voting bases have all messed up.
I think you just said it. It's the leadership.
Well, yeah, and all of it cascades down.
Always.
And now there's no getting it back. So then the good people leave those areas and go somewhere else where they are still trying.
Yeah.
And those places just get worse and worse and worse, and it takes generations, if ever, that you're able to fix them.
I mean, you can look right here out our front door. There is no reason why Bankhead should be the way it is. And you know why the majority of the reason why it is because you have a shit-ass efficiency lodge like right here. You've got some shitty businesses down the road that help like, I don't know, you know, fuel all this. And you know, they had an attempt to do it, but nobody gave a shit in the city enough to follow through
push it
with
out.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be against running every motherfucker off down through here and say, go down to the next fucking next city limits with that shit and let them, and then, hey man, next county over, y'all got a bunch of people coming your way because we're done dealing with
But
this
again,
shit.
that all goes back to planning and zoning.
Yes.
And leadership.
Yeah.
And in Douglas County is a prime example. You've got a board of commissioners and the city council there that has allowed all this crap to come into this city. They overbuilt it too fast. The infrastructure can't handle it. You got all this stuff going on, and then you've got weak leadership as far as when it comes to now you're even seeing the replacement of your judges, your DA, all these positions that are being filled are, in my opinion, a lot weaker than they were 15, 20 years ago.
I think what you said right there, Jeff, is a really good point, and I don't want to lose it, because I in even my conversation today have been guilty of putting a lot of this on law enforcement and that, but it's not. A lot of this stuff, and you said it when you're talking about the businesses that are out here, and then you piggybacked off of it talking about the zoning and all that. A lot of it does come down to just zoning and, you know.
Okay, all good though?
Yeah, I want to talk about Crawford.
Okay.
All right, about 10 minutes probably.
Okay. I got you.
I game planned them a little bit.
Okay, sweet.
You know, it comes down to those to the zoning and the judges and all those positions and things that people don't pay attention to a lot of times, and the board of, you know, the county commission and all those things that people are like, well, you know, it really doesn't matter. Those are the ones that really do matter. You know, those are the positions and those are the offices that matter, maybe even more than who the sheriff is.
Yeah.
because those are the guys that will give and ladies and the men and women that will give the law enforcement and the all those other departments the legs and power and strength to drive and move. So I think it's important that you really focus on stuff like that.
No, I think you're right. I mean, it's we're not going to solve it all sitting right here, but
no, but maybe just talking about it at least gets people's brains.
But I think
we can talk about it, and then maybe a Jeff Camp here in the next couple of years decides to run for
holy shit. We go
run
hard.
for
we
office.
go Trump with it, buddy. I'll be your campaign manager.
I think
or a Mark Aker.
I think I have too many these podcasts out that they would
decide to run for office.
We just lean into it.
It doesn't matter. You just lean into it. Just do the Trump.
I mean, our last show I talked about ripping somebody's arm off.
Well, I mean,
fine. They may want a guy
with
like
consent.
that.
With consent.
If they're dead,
but they'd have
consent of the family.
Yeah, well,
It's like organ donors.
They could pre-consent. Yeah, they could pre-consent.
like organ donors.
It's exactly right.
But
Yeah.
I don't want it to go to like
I mean,
hospitals.
it
and
was
people,
for
but-
science.
Yeah.
Right.
I wanted to go to like a jiu-jitsu academy so they can see if they
So
can rip my arm
let's
off.
shift gears just a little bit for the last 10, 15 minutes of the podcast. I got a few things that I want to talk about.
Yeah, let's do it.
First thing that I want to talk about is last episode, I think it was, we talked about the Oklahoma man that was arrested with.
By this time it comes out, it'll be 2.
Yeah. So, no, a week ago. It'd be a week ago.
Okay.
Because it was Wednesday last week. So
But
a
it
week
wasn't.
ago.
Yeah, but it was 2 episodes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 episodes.
By the time this
last
comes
week.
out.
Yes, last week.
From today.
Last
We're in
week.
the future.
Last week. Last week we talked about the Oklahoma man that was arrested with the rattlesnake and the uranium and the gun
I
and
forgot
the
about
stolen
that guy.
vehicle, right?
Yeah, my hero.
Was he Russian?
No, he wasn't. He was just Oklahoman.
Okay.
He was a Sooner. Florida is, and they were taking over Florida, man. Florida has struck back.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay, Florida's
gone.
Florida has
Florida,
heard
baby.
it and was like, I will see your crazy criminal and I will raise you a cop. So in Florida, a Florida cop shot a suspect with his own gun this past week.
How'd that happen?
He shot a suspect.
They shot it was a female cop, and that really doesn't matter. It really doesn't.
Did she ricochet off the floor?
No, she shot a suspect with his own gun.
Oh.
His
Well,
gun.
that's boss as shit.
But it's not
No.
how it
She just
happened.
like grabbed it and then shot him with it?
They were taking him out. It was a traffic stop, and he was a legal firearm owner.
Oh, no.
And so
I was
he
just
was
assuming he was a criminal.
No, it was a traffic. So he was
Florida.
pulled over for a reason.
Florida.
But he wasn't a criminal. He was very cordial. He's like, oh hey, yeah, I do have a weapon on me. And the cop, doing what cops should do, is like, well, I'm going to have to remove that weapon.
Oh, no.
I'm going to have to remove that weapon from you just for our own safety. And as she reached to get the weapon, she didn't have good trigger discipline, and put her finger on the trigger and shot this guy in the leg.
Oh, no.
So
Was all this on video?
It's on video. Yeah, it's on video. There is
And,
video.
Bitch, you shot me.
He's like, he screamed, and he's bleeding out of his leg. And then they're like, oh my god. So
I wonder
yeah,
if he got a ticket.
go. I bet he didn't. I bet he's going to get paid.
Oh, he's going to get a lot of pay.
Like, he's
Oh,
going to
man, what if
get
she was just
big
like,
paid.
he's got a gun.
and pulled
Shots
hers and
fired.
shot him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just covered up.
his gun his gun went off, so I had to shoot it. Or the other cop that was with her shot him.
No, I slapped the gun down. It shot him, and then he just kept proceeding to reach for it.
No,
so I had to do it.
it shows her reaching in, and then you hear it as she's put pop. And
Was it
he's
like a revolver?
No,
or
it was like a
something?
pistol. It was
a hammer back on a
it was-
1978?
It was.
It
It
says
looked like
here
a
is all
Glock.
because he ran a red light.
Yeah, it was for nothing.
See,
it was for nothing.
It's bitches like that right there that ruin it for all these other people that are doing their job
yeah,
well.
it was for nothing. He
You
just
don't think it
got-
has anything to
poor
do with
guy.
her being a female cop?
No, I don't think so. I think there's male cops that would have done the same thing. It would have been done.
Damn, it was a 45.
Yeah, it's a 45 automatic.
Holy hell.
Yeah.
Took half his leg off.
Yeah, that's a big hole. Big hole in his
my
leg.
gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
Way to go,
Dumb.
Florida.
Yeah, so Florida has taken their title back as craziest state.
Yeah, only thing crazier than that is they were like, yeah, and the guy had 3 alligators, a python, and some uranium in the back of the truck as soon as they
That's
fucking-
why we stopped him. It's for their uranium in his truck.
Do you have a permit for that?
For uranium?
Are you up to date on your
He's like, I have my uranium card.
uranium tag?
She says, "Holy shit, are you okay?" She said, "Are you okay?" She just shot him in the leg. She said, "Are you okay?"
Bitch, that was a
No,
45.
damn it, you just shot me in the leg.
Yeah. Yep. That was pretty wild. So
They did put a tourniquet on him, and she has been fired.
Did they fire her?
Oh yeah,
What county was it? Was she a state police or?
No, it's just county.
Those county. I don't know what county it was in. Let's see. Let me see if it
B-Day
says
County.
it.
B-Day County. B-Day County.
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
Oh, it's even better.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's wild.
silly.
Grady Judd's right now sitting in Polk County saying that would never happen with one of my officers.
No, and if
Wow.
it did, they'd cover it up. They'd be too afraid of Grady. They'd be like, dude, that guy's gonna,
Delete that footage.
like, buddy, you're gonna be fired. Fired. He's gonna shoot me.
Yeah.
Or walk in the office and get
I'm
shot
going-
at.
There's a firing squad out back of his office.
You get 10 lashings.
All right, and then there's something else that I want to get into before I tap out. So this is something that has been in the news lately. Barack Obama was at Jimmy Carter's funeral alone. You guys saw that, right? All the other presidents were with his with their wives.
Oh yeah, I guess he was alone. Huh?
Michelle Obama was not with him.
He's hanging out with Trump.
Yes, yeah, yucking it up with Trump,
Yucking
right?
it up with Bush.
Yucking it up with Bush. Bush getting a little stomach, almost the ball tap of presidents. A little like jab in the stomach
Yep.
as he's going by. That's the same thing as being in high school and tapping your friend on the nuts. It was really funny. There's a lot of Bush memes that are coming out right now. The one of him like the edible kicking in.
Yes,
Have you seen
that
that?
was
Oh, his
hilarious.
facial expressions.
It's great.
Like he's trying to hold back the grin.
I still think he's like one of the funniest presidents ever.
For sure.
And
Yeah,
it's
for
great.
sure.
He's entering into his era right now, and being out in public is really helping him. It's funny. But
He looks
there-
younger.
But yeah, he does. He looks like. Well, I think he's got carrying a little weight in his face, so it's making him look healthy.
That job is just not for him.
It's not. Yeah, it's terrible. But then also Barack Obama came to the inauguration by himself. You're seeing a pattern develop here, gentlemen? No?
What'd you say? I lost me.
It's like, nah, no pattern here.
Oh yeah, that pattern. Sorry. Dude, I'm still hung up on this lady shooting this guy in the leg.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
Carter's funeral, Barack Obama by himself. Inauguration,
Very much pattern.
Barack Obama by himself. Are
Yeah.
you with me now?
Got it.
Goes
Pattern.
back? Nope. No pattern there, boss.
So what do we think's going on?
So there are rumors now that their marriage is on the rocks. The Barack and Michelle are going to be getting a divorce.
Do you think he's just tired of taking dick? That works both ways.
Yeah. So,
That works both ways. Get you decide. You decide.
Yeah.
Which one's the he? Which one's taking the dick? Or is it?
All right, and that is shocking, right, in and of itself, because you don't very rarely hear about presidents or even former presidents getting divorces. Usually that stuff has happened before. There has been divorce. Obviously, Trump has been divorced.
Not the Clinton. Clinton would ride or die.
Yeah,
more
'cause
die than ride.
she'll kill him.
Yeah,
that's
right.
why. But there are rumors that he has been in a relationship with someone else.
Oh shit! You think it's a celebrity?
It is a celebrity. I
it
know who
really?
it is.
Who?
Yeah,
Nicki
it's
Minaj?
a celebrity. No, it's not Nicki Minaj.
White lady.
It is. It is
It's a
absolutely
white lady.
Yeah.
What's that Fox 5 lady?
Nope.
Megyn Kelly.
Megan
No,
fucking
no,
Kelly,
no,
just
it's-
railing her.
It's a celebrity.
Michelle never let me do this.
It is a celebrity. It is a Caucasian celebrity who is very hot.
You know who this is for sure?
Yes.
Is it Megan Fox?
No. It's
Oh,
actually
man,
close.
Be nice.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it.
Jennifer Aniston.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah.
So many white men are going to hate Jennifer Aniston.
Why would
She is
she?
ruining so many
Why
guys'
would
fantasy.
she do that?
I mean, obviously she's liberal. Why would she do what? Why would she?
I mean, damn, she could do so much better.
Like who?
He was the president.
He was the president.
But look at him, man.
Well, he's not like schluppy or nothing.
Okay, immediately as soon as we say that she is ruining a lot of white men's thoughts about her, Jeff immediately on cue says, "Why would she do that? She could do so much better." I know of a great 48-year-old insurance salesman that
She's like in her 50s.
she's in her 50s.
God, she's amazing.
She's still hot
for 50.
Yeah, she's still hot. Yeah, so there are rumors.
Oh my God, like
Sad.
Michelle.
It is. I'm just saying.
I've ruined Jeff's whole day.
We lost another good one. Boys.
Oh, we didn't want her anyways. Have her.
I did not know that's where this is going to go, but I'm so glad.
Just saying, man.
Oh God.
Can forget it, Jennifer. You had your chance.
You're off Jeff's list.
You make your choices, and you got to live with it. There's no coming back. No
He'll
coming
leave
back.
for milk one day and won't come back.
There's no coming back.
Oh God.
You can't have this. So.
Well, why do you think it's Jennifer Aniston again?
Okay, so
Yeah, for real. How do you know that?
I don't think you're wrong.
Maybe you're wrong.
so it was on the
Ruined
news.
all those Adam Sandler movies.
And it's not from TMZ. There are sources inside of Jennifer Aniston's circle who are now saying that they have been in a relationship.
Well,
Wow.
How
Like it's
much,
out there.
Now Snopes. You know what Snopes is?
Is that a news outlet, huh?
It's the
Snopes
fact
says
checker.
is there's no concrete evidence.
So there's hope.
So you're saying there's a
you're
chance.
saying there's a chance.
Yeah, no, there is no concrete
But I do
evidence.
believe that where there's smoke, there's fire. And so
Because Michelle and Barack are still married. So, but look, it will come out. Like, you don't have someone like Jennifer Aniston doesn't have a relationship with Barack Obama and it not come out. Like, that's going to come out.
It's true.
she is a smoke show, though.
Boy. Yeah. What is Michelle Obama going to do now? Think she'll keep the last name?
Yeah,
What's her maiden name?
I have no idea. That's a great question. I don't know. She'll probably go athlete next. Right? I mean, that's what you play.
Like
Right? If Brock goes Jennifer
NBA.
Aniston, you counter that with with professional athlete.
Yeah. Who's on the rocks right now?
Probably all of them.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
That's probably a good.
I don't
point.
know, man. She,
Except LeBron. LeBron has a solid
What has
marriage.
she done?
Patrick Mahomes.
She's a lawyer.
Yeah, she hasn't done anything. She's just been Barack's wife.
Yeah.
That was her
really?
greatest accomplishment. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know. I mean, once she got with him, she did a bunch of stuff in the community and whatnot.
Yeah,
but
she has a degree in law, and I'm sure she's a very smart
But
person.
is she not
her big
married?
come up was fucking backing Obama. Like,
Had
Barack.
she not married him, she would just be a
She'd be another city lawyer or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, she may be a very high level. I don't know. She may be very good at being a lawyer. She may work at a very top level firm in Chicago somewhere. I don't know.
She might.
But it's very possible.
Make a hell of a sandwich.
Yeah,
That's Barack's words,
Still.
not mine. That's
yeah.
what Barack said.
Really?
Yeah,
I
hell,
missed
hell of
that.
a sandwich.
Hey, they're good for her. I mean, that's good for her.
She makes chitlins.
That does go a long way. Can't do chitlins.
I would eat them.
Huh?
I'd eat them.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I
If
can't.
they're cooked right.
Nope.
Yeah, but
Fried?
she'll eat anything on a taco.
Fried? I will eat anything on taco.
I mean, I'd have to not know what it was and it not stink.
I'm
I'm kind of like
Because it has crap literally running through them.
Oh, they clean all that off.
boil all the intestines,
But they're
that's
already
just the
there.
smell.
I mean,
All that's washed
So
out.
your question was, what makes me think that it would stink? Because there's literally poop that runs through it on a regular basis.
Well, yeah, if you're eating it raw, but they are cleaned, washed, and cooked. It's not the same.
Okay, so on the list of things, and I'll tap out with this. On the list of things on a body, on an animal that you could eat, why would you? There's a lot of things on that list that I get to before I ever even think about intestines.
Of course. But doesn't
I
mean-
would never get there. I
Just
is what
doesn't
my
mean it's
point.
not good.
It's like chicken feet. I would never eat chicken feet. Like I'm just not going to get there. I know some people do it. I know it makes some good soup for some people. For a long time, you couldn't buy them in the United States. It was
Yeah.
against the law.
I'll tell you what else is good.
I couldn't do it.
Duck's beak.
That doesn't make any sense either. I think Donald Duck
I've eaten a
or
duck's
Scrooge
beak.
McDuck. I think
What's
of
it
those
taste
two.
like? It's like chips.
Yeah, it's kind of crunchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
I
fried.
couldn't do it.
Yeah, you get like duck snot.
I think
It's-
Donald Duck.
hey, it's really-
I think I'm eating Donald Duck's face.
That one hurt you
I was
before
gonna
you
say,
even say it.
it's really good on Quackers.
Okay.
The fact that it killed you before you could get it out is what made that more funny.
Sorry.
You know what good ones are whenever it kills you before you can even speak.
I'm glad we have video. I'm glad we have video
listen,
for that.
thank you, Steph.
Thank you, Steph.
Hey,
and
listen,
that's what
all I'm saying-
I'm done. I'm out.
All right, I'm gonna tap out with.
Quackers.
I
quackers.
honestly probably wouldn't even have been interested in Jennifer Aniston.
I know
Anyway,
he's going back to that.
because
Speaking of you quackers,
I mean, she's good looking, right? But I don't think she and I would probably jihad.
You don't think?
No, I think we're probably too far apart.
Well, yeah, you think she deserves to be burnt to death because she lives in Los Angeles.
No, I just say that.
yeah,
I
you kind of
think
did 2 weeks
she's
ago.
He did.
we're just different in our ideology of things.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I mean, if we could put all that aside, we'd probably have a great time.
Who do you think? Who do you think would line up for you?
Okay. What celebrity
Celebrity.
can we reach out to, Jeff, to hook you up with on a date?
Since Jennifer Aniston's probably
Since
off the table
Jennifer
now.
Aniston's
She's
off the
getting
table.
railed by the giant
By
cock
the
that is
Barack.
Barack Obama.
The Barack.
Railed.
Why are we doing the railed again?
Plow.
Why are we doing plow
By
again?
Obama.
I'd
Why
have
are
to
we
think
doing
about that. What
What celebrity
I
can
don't know, man.
can we reach
No,
out
you don't
to?
think about it. Just right off the
Yeah, which
right
one?
off the rip.
Who?
Off the cuff. I'll say one. No, I can't. say
Margot
one.
Robbie?
Ooh. Yeah. But again, I think she's going to be in the same category with the Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
Why? Because she made that movie with Will Smith.
No, I'd say she's like. No, I
You
just
know they
think
really was fucking on that movie.
I think they're just like way left, like way left.
yeah, but it's hard to get out of that
Okay,
in Hollywood.
Jennifer Garner?
Which one's that? Oh,
Yeah, which one is that?
is that
Dark
the?
That does the Chase commercials now? Dark hair?
Oh, yeah, she's cute.
Wait, why am I drawing?
Yeah, she
I'm
is
thinking
cute.
of Jennifer Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence,
Yeah,
too.
but she's also. I
All the
like her,
Jennifers.
but she's good looking. But she's out
Jennifer,
there,
is there
man.
a hotter name in like Hollywood than Jennifer? There's more hot Jennifers than any other name. More hot Jennifers. Garner.
What about Jessica's? There's
Jessica.
What's the girl that's
Oh,
always on Fox News? The Tommy, or spelled Tomie or Tomi. Oh, what's her last name?
On Fox News?
Yeah,
I don't know.
she's kind of hot, and she's really, really intelligent. Though she would probably like. I probably couldn't have a conversation with her.
Yeah, but she might like a good dummy.
Tommy Lauren.
Lauren, that's it.
Yeah, we
me
can do
see.
that.
Let me
Okay.
see.
Yeah.
Can do that.
So her and what's the other one? They're
really
probably-
checking all the boxes here,
They're
guys.
they're probably married.
We're set.
And I think
These are all hypotheticals.
I still think Megyn Kelly would be awesome. I think she'd be fun to talk to too. I think she's like
That's what we're talking about. Is
no. Let me see.
conversational.
I don't know.
No, the Tommy Lauren.
No.
No, she's
She dates a black guy too.
no Major League Baseball player. JP.
Who cares? I ain't worried about them.
Yeah, she's engaged. No, married. Married in
Oh, never
22.
mind. No, okay, never mind. She's married. Never mind.
They own a Chihuahua named Coda.
Oh, I hate Chihuahuas. That rules her out.
Oh yeah, you're out. Yeah,
Yeah, Chihuahua.
You
It's,
should get deported.
Yeah.
Who was the other one? Who else are we?
I'd have to think about this. Really, I don't know. Celebrities.
Yeah.
Like so. You're talking about, I guess we're.
And anybody
I
that's
think.
on
I think that.
that's
Listen.
famous.
I think for our next episode, we should talk about. We should all come to the table with a celebrity crush.
It used to be Halle Berry back in the day. Like even Steph knows about that.
It was mine was Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah. I mean,
was.
It is.
Yeah. Until she got baracked.
I just still think she's
Get that
hot.
full baracked.
She's still hot. Even though she's a little older, she's still hot.
She is. She's very pretty. All right. Well, that's my tap out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring us home. Bring us home,
here.
Cam.
So, in summary, make the prisoners do more.
Yeah.
Jennifer Aniston's a whore. And how do we start off? How do we start off, Jeff? Trump shit.
Yeah, Trump.
Trump shit.
And the cops don't shoot people with their own guns.
Yeah. Shout out to Florida. Be on the lookout. This is my tab out. To be on the lookout for the next, counter from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Or I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see some Alabama stuff eventually, maybe some New Orleans. A lot of these guys got snow. They don't know what to do with snow. So they start freaking out. The wires get all crossed.
And Florida may choose to double down.
But Florida may absolutely double down. So I'll be on the lookout for that, folks.
Yeah. All right. We love you guys. We love you.